Welcome to the Personal Development Mastery Podcast. I am 𝘁ᵗ𝗸𝗲 and my mission is to inspire you to grow, stand out, and take action towards the next level of your life. I interview leaders, authors, successful entrepreneurs, spiritual teachers, exceptional people who will inspire you to improve your life. Tune in for 2 episodes each week and make sure you subscribe to get them as soon as they are released. In today's show, I am delighted to speak with Sonja Martinovic. Sonja, you have almost 2 decades experience as an international sales manager and sales trainer for some of the biggest companies worldwide. After coaching and mentoring hundreds of key account managers, you found your passion in mentoring coaches and entrepreneurs on how to grow and scale their businesses and client base. You are also the host of one of the global top 2% podcasts, The Vault with Sonja Martinovic, and the proud mom of 2 little kids. Sonja, welcome to the show. I'm so excited and delighted to speak with you today.
Thank you so much for the nice introduction, and I'm also very excited to deliver some real value to your audience.
That's amazing, and I will share here for the listener that we met each other virtually quite a while ago. Actually, we were arranging this interview for quite a long time, and it's good that it is finally happening. So it was over 2 years ago when we met at the Knowledge Broker Blueprint program. So from Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi. 2019, wasn't it? So,
2019.
Yeah. So we'll go to that, and I would like your thoughts on that. Before we go there, let me start with a little bit of, let's go a bit further back. And reading your story, I was I very much connected with that period in your life where you say that you had all the external success, but inside you were feeling an emptiness. I think that's how you mention it. So can you paint the picture for us and share what was happening at that time so we can relate to your onwards journey afterwards?
I think a big epiphanal moment in my life was my husband and I had very much difficulties conceiving a child. So we ended up having this excruciating journey when it comes to staying pregnant and getting a child. And it ended up with me losing my firstborn son after an excruciating journey, right? So what I did is I worked harder and promoted a lot within my businesses, right? Within the corporate business. And I was completely focused on achieving the next level, getting the promotion, more income. And I bought this beautiful house. And finally, after years, we got a little girl. And I thought, oh my gosh, I have this beautiful house. I have a 6-figure income. I'm raising. I'm not even done with promoting and done with my journey. And I saw her from the kitchen playing in the garden that I always wanted. And I felt this like shameful moment of emptiness. And I was thinking, what is wrong with you? Why are you feeling empty? You have a husband, you have this kid you always want, you have the house you want, you have the income, and there was just something else that just needed to come out. So then I was always in law of attraction and into self-development and everything, but I think I was just stuck in this 9-to-5 mindset and world, and I actually never took the step to become an entrepreneur until this breakthrough. And then the amazing journey started with other people and my personal growth and my business growth and me being able to help others do the same for themselves right now.
Mm-hmm. That's wonderful. And there is one point that I want to stay a little bit longer. You used the word shameful moments. You felt that what was wrong with you. And I would like to stick with that a little bit because it is something that I'm sure many others can relate, that we, maybe because we are expected once certain conditions in our life have been met, we are expected by our own upbringing and conditioning, if you want, that this is happiness. So once you have all that, you achieve it and you become it. And for me, it related in such a way when you said that I was ashamed, that what's wrong with me? Because in the end, we realize there's nothing wrong with us, but there is that darkness, that period that we have to discover.
And shame is actually is the lowest vibration after death. So, and I felt ashamed because I felt that I was expected to feel more fulfillment and gratitude like all of the time. And I needed to acknowledge to myself that I felt this shame, right? So, and this was because people actually tend to really change and transform big if they had like this breakdown, or if they had this like moment that you feel like this isn't correct, this isn't right, I shouldn't feel this way. So for me, it was the most wonderful thing that happened to me, because then I started to really work on my emotional intelligence and focusing on what I want and what I desire instead of what society is telling me and what everybody else is telling me to do. I decided to not conform anymore with what everybody else wanted from me, but what I wanted from life and business and fulfillment.
Mm-hmm. Can you share with us a couple of steps, a couple of actions that you took as a result of that epiphany, as you said, that you had? Like, what changed in your approach on things afterwards?
Yeah, I started to take like big action, right? Just like taking big action.
An example?
Yeah. For example, starting the coaching business, I signed up directly with the coach, got the strategies in, got the skills in, started learning every single day. So I actually started with a morning ritual which aligns with mind, body, and spirit, right? So when I talk about mind, it's really observing yourself and seeing that you can change your perspective to change emotions. So that includes, for example, journaling. That is one tool you can use, right? And also journaling at the end of the day to see, okay, what was good? What was great about this day? What could be better? What did I learn? How can I acknowledge myself? And just following that path of becoming better at every single area in my life that I wanted to. So that is one part. Then you have the spirit part, which I actually love because I am completely obsessed with manifesting. A lot of my success is because of manifestation and energy. So meditation, I was very skeptical towards meditation. Very skeptical. But I read this book, Think and Grow Rich, from Napoleon Hill. And this is a book you need to read over and over and over and over again until something clicks, until you see the missing part. So I actually applied what I learned from Napoleon Hill and from his amazing research, which he dedicated his whole life on, that we have this higher self. I started meditating and was so curious about the wisdom and inspiration of the higher self that I actually managed to manifest like complete awakening within 6 weeks. Wow. So meditation has been one of the biggest tools when it comes to business ideas, inspiration, trusting yourself and your gut feeling. And the body, of course, because I'm not really having issues with gaining weight, but I really could use the energy and the physical body confidence to proceed and do new steps that each and every time trigger me. So I actually started out with doing the thing that I disliked the most, which I felt was least necessary right away from the bat. So waking up in the morning without procrastinating, without snoozing, jumping out of bed and really getting into the body confidence. So like a 15-minute workout, but it compounds in amazing results. So actually a morning ritual is a great way to really pave the way for success.
Thank you for this answer. And you said so many things there. And one thing that really came to my mind is the simplicity of these routines and these practices that you just shared with me. And sometimes we think, or people think, that someone that is very successful, like you, might have some very exotic secret or some kind of thing that is very difficult to imagine. But it is not. It is these simple things. It is journaling. It is meditating. It is exercising that compound. You said it over time, because it is not. There's no magic button to this. You have to take these simple actions over time, and you have to accept that it is it might need more time than you would like to. But in essence, they are very simple practices.
Yeah, and you should keep it simple too, right? So you want something that you can keep up and build on, right? So if for example, you find it's so busy or you're so stressed and you just cannot seem to get over 90 days of doing something, it's about making smaller chunks. Do 5 minutes of meditation, do 5 minutes of workout, right? So sometimes these goals and setting such high goals, especially for high achievers, is not enabling their growth. So, and you can do so many things along the way, right? But having this, like, we have confidence. Confidence is built on results and evidence and proof, right? Then we have trust, which for me is very much more important than confidence. Because when you trust yourself with what you say that you will actually go through with it, you have this inner power and a confidence that is unattached to anything that you ever did in the past, any mistake you ever made, and it's not limiting your possibilities for the future.
This trust, the trust in yourself, and the trust in the path that we each have, or the journey that we each have. I think it's inevitably one of the biggest steps for me personally. It has made all the difference in my life by trusting what felt right, and I'm trying to choose my words carefully. Because it's not something that can be described very explicitly, because it's not of the mind and of the thinking. But it is extremely important. And I would like to ask you also. You mentioned about that you had an awakening after 6 weeks of doing meditation. Do you want to share a bit of that? I find it very intriguing.
Yeah, so there are actually people that meditate for years and don't seem to know how to quiet the mind, right? So meditation is all about the silence. But what triggered me, as I said, was reading this book and understanding there is a higher source. And this curiosity of mine made me able to park my thoughts. So they could pass. For example, if you would meditate and really see yourself in some kind of field or some kind of color, and that you have like a fence around the color, right? So the silence is what you are curious about, and your thoughts that can come in are like blocked by this fence, right? So it makes it very easy for you to learn how to meditate, because in the end you will see, okay, I'm very curious, I'm very present right now, I'm connecting to this amazing wisdom and power inside of me, and I won't let all the thoughts in. Everything can wait for a minute. Everything can wait for a minute, unless the house is burning down. Everything can wait for 1 minute, and you just become better and better and better. And once I awakened, this was such an amazing experience, feeling connected to everything and everyone, not having the presence of any fears or any doubts. just feeling love for everything you see, every body you see, and not feeling that you are in your body anymore. You're just like one part of this big picture. And it's amazing because then you're so open to get all these inspirations, and this amazing energy is something that I'm always pursuing. You cannot be there all the time, right? We are human beings, but having these moments is just like, it's the most beautiful thing that can happen to you.
Mm-hmm. Did you have a meditation teacher at that point? Were you studying with someone, or were you doing it yourself?
No, I didn't have a meditation teacher. It's just the consistency, right? And practicing. I didn't expect to happen what happened. And it even was at such a point that I got inspirations on who to read books on, what my next step will be, what to do and what not to do. And it creeped me out in the beginning. I thought, oh my God, this is like, it's sometimes we're more afraid of the big light than any darkness, right? So yeah, I didn't have a teacher. I think it's just allowing yourself to go there and to connect. And this is so hard right now. If you cannot take 10 minutes for yourself, then you have nothing. You really need to have 10 minutes that you connect to who you truly are.
There's nothing more important than that, Sonja. And what you said about how you had the ideas of what books to read, and that for me is what Napoleon Hill calls the infinite intelligence, because the intelligence is there and we tap into it, and in a way we download these ideas, or they come to us without us consciously producing them with our mind. And it's a very deep knowledge when it comes in such a way. You know it more than just a thought. It's something. I'm trying to find the words to describe it, but I believe you understand very well.
Yeah, I understand very well. And also, it happens when you focus on what you truly desire and not making it an impossibility in your mind, because then it will never happen. So focusing on it will actually allow you to open up to receive, right? Just focusing on it. And when I talk about focus, I mean not focus with a scarcity mindset. I don't have this. I don't have the job yet. I don't have the financial freedom yet, right? It's just like you need to focus on what you want and let go of the outcome. And this is the biggest challenge.
That implies again the trust that you were saying earlier, because the outcome, we can only control our effort. We can't control the outcome. We're fools if we think that the outcome is up to us. All we can do is the best we can towards that outcome, but it's not up to us in the end.
Yeah, and exactly. And sometimes just things happen and they end up just being the best thing ever. Like your biggest failure, for example, not a failure, but I had a masterclass and my son was sick and I didn't get to promote. So I had one person showing up and I was a little bit frustrated. I thought, one person? But then I was too focused on the outcome. And then I just completely switched. Like, I'm going to give this person everything to move forward powerfully today. And this person who met me for the first time ended up signing up for my high ticket program right away after 2 days. So you always need to be, not be focused on the outcome, but just be focused on what am I doing? Who am I serving? How can I help? And when you do that, things will come your way. Opportunities will come your way. And success can be in a blink of an eye after you've done the inner work.
Yes. Which might take years.
Which might take years, years.
I love the phrase that success it takes years to become an overnight success.
Yeah, but also having this like great mentor or coach is truly important in your journey, because they actually know shortcuts to get you where you want to be and to expand your level of thinking. So actually trusting yourself enough to sign up with a coach. And it took a lot of trust for me to sign up with a 5-figure coach. It's just like, I thought, oh my gosh, what if it don't work? This is what everybody has in its mind. But then it's about you trusting yourself to follow the steps, to do the work, to follow the strategy, and then just go for it, like fully with everything you got at that moment.
I just wanted to take a short break from this episode and let you know about a new project I'm very excited and passionate about. You know, for me, having a podcast made a tremendous difference in my life's journey, and I know the kind of impact it can have. And that's why I'm so excited about this new project, helping coaches who are ready to reach a global audience and increase their impact by launching and scaling their own top quality podcast, even if they aren't tech savvy and are limited on time. So if you've thought about having your own podcast, but you don't want to go through the time-consuming learning processes of how to create and launch a podcast, of how to record, edit, host, syndicate, and so on, then I got a solution for you. A solution that takes away all the complexity and allows you to only concentrate on creating quality content and nothing else. Go to my website, 𝘁𝗸𝗲𝘄𝘆𝘀, to find out more about my service and to get your copy of my free guide about creating and launching your podcast. Alright, let's jump back to the episode. Since you mentioned that, the question that came to me in terms of, let's say, someone looking for a coach or choosing a coach, what do you think is the most important factor in determining is this coach for me or not, you know, when you have the choice between, let's say, a few of them?
Oh, you should be excited when you get to work with a new coach, because what happens right now in this time and day, there are a lot of bro marketing. There is a lot of people like being great marketeers and then ended up not giving the results in their coaching, or not giving them a pathway to truly have results. So see, first of all, if your coach cares about your results, and not fall for some pushy sales techniques where they know exactly how to overcome objections. Second of all, if the coach gave you value and you start to build this level of trust, go ahead and open up to have a talk. And if it feels really good, and this is about feeling, because choosing a coach is very personal. It's if it feels good and the only blocks you have is yourself, you should go for it, because that will challenge you enough, or your coach will challenge you enough to go through it. So look at the results. Are they the results you want to get? Do you trust it? Right? And opening up for the possibilities.
Thank you. That answer was exactly what I was hoping to hear. So you said that you should be excited, and you also mentioned that some people who are great at marketing and they can persuade or overcome any objections without necessarily delivering the same quality in their program. I've personally seen situations like this. I suppose,
me too. And I will give an example, right? So I ended up looking at something and it sounded amazing, and all these amazing like 𝘁𝗸𝗄 Club awards and whatever, that I felt, that could give me some security in investing in this coach, like a lot of money. And then at the end, you just see that during the process that the trust is not there. Right? Having this contract with a gazillion things inside that you cannot sue them, that you, whatever. I mean, I'm not even thinking about suing. I'm thinking about growing. Right? So, and then you have this coach, and then you trust it. You just feel like, oh my gosh, I feel this person can truly help me become the coach that I want to be in the future, who actually went on this path and still is on this path of growing consistently. Right? So because we have this mass marketing going on right now. And people are getting a lot of great formulas, but they just miss this so important ingredients, going in depth to really build this expertise and business you want.
Thank you. And talking about coaching, I wanted to ask you something specifically that is what you do, helping your clients with, and that's helping them unblock, or the blocks that keep them from achieving the level of success or the clients or the money that they want. So this the ceiling, the glass ceiling, as we call it, that many have. So do you want to share some of your, I know it's a big topic, but in terms of these limiting beliefs that restrict someone internally from going to the next level, what is your approach with that?
Yeah, actually I have this amazing vision process where I take them through. So creating the vision and actually creating in your mind what you want to manifest for you. And you know what happens a lot of the times? People still write a vision which is limited to their thoughts, right? To their past. And it's about really claiming what you want, because we are whole right now. We are powerful right now. We can access the higher levels right now. It's why are you not doing it right now? Mm-hmm. And it's what are you telling yourself, and what kind of story are you telling yourself why you don't deserve this? So a lot has to do with feeling worthy, right? So I have several techniques. One of the easiest ones is acting like you're in the store of life for 7 minutes. And that's just what you take out of life and out of business. You need to write down.
Store of life.
Yeah, store of life. So you get this access to this major warehouse, the store of life. Mm-hmm. And you can take every feeling, every manifestation, every material thing, everything that you want. You can take whatever you want, right? In the amounts that you want to, but you have 7 minutes. So what you don't take, you don't have in your life. And that creates some kind of scarcity. So actually acting as if you are in the store of life will bring out everything that is unlimited also in you. And you won't have time, because when the store closes, you cannot get anything out of it anymore. So that is a very simple free writing technique that you can use to get some more clarity and to actually see where your blocks are. Why am I asking for 100K? Why am I not asking for 2 million, for example? Mm-hmm. Right? It will uncover your blocks. And then when you have this limiting thought, when it comes to that, you ask, for example, oh, you're not worth that. You can never make millions. And then you ask yourself, do you believe that? And then you say, yes, of course, because I didn't make any, I can never make millions. I need to, so do you believe that? Is the second question. And why do you believe that? And now you go this 7 levels deep or 10 levels deep, however deep you need to go, until you end up with, oh, I actually don't really believe that. So do you believe that? And why do you believe that? And once you get past that surface of your limiting belief, you can actually work on changing the perspective on the belief and asking yourself, is this what I want? Is this what I want to create? What is this belief creating right now? Because we take action because of our beliefs. We take decisions based on our beliefs. We get energy based on our beliefs. So then you figure out that it's actually very surface. The limiting beliefs feel deep, but they are actually very, very basic, right? Because you never ask that questions too deep, and then you run out of, your subconscious runs out of information and evidence. And that's an amazing place to be, because then you can actually crush the limiting belief.
It's a great technique, and asking questions and going deeper and asking yourself why you gave the answer that you have in the question about the limiting belief is great as a tool of explorations, and I think identifying the limiting belief is extremely important, as you said, because they do run in the background very subtly, and I think that is the problem with them, that for most people they don't even know there is a limiting belief as such. It is so identifying something something like that is the first step, and say, wait a minute, that's what's going on. And I have felt that personally, and one time that was in UPW, which I know you've been as well.
Yes.
So then it's a matter of working your way to why the belief might have appeared. Do you find that just by introspection and writing these things and taking the time, do you think that is enough for breaking?
Usually it isn't. It depends on the ambition of the person and on your ambitions, because usually there is just a lot of things that come up, right? So when you grow very fast and you learn very fast and you're challenged, your subconscious mind will definitely put a stop on it. Because, your subconscious mind just wants you to be safe. And that's that, right? It wants to be comfortable. We want to be comfortable. So what we do is show up as the least best version of ourselves, the least version of ourselves we can accept, just to be comfortable, right? So that is what happens. And once you step into truly building that trust from the inside, knowing exactly how to see yourself as an observer, knowing how to manage your emotions, and going back and doing some deep forgiveness work towards yourself, towards the people that you need to forgive, that you need to let go, is very, very powerful. And I've done forgiveness letters, but I didn't go deep enough, right? I didn't go deep enough, and then it doesn't work. You need to be there, present, going deep enough until you unlock and you can truly say, I changed my perspective. I don't have any pain anymore about this person or emotion. And forgiving is also not the person that you condone some kind of behavior, because I've worked for a big narcissist when I worked for Heineken. It affected my life at that point, and it affected my way of thinking of other managers and other bigger, roles in the corporate business. So actually forgiving is your process to say, I'm ready to have peace with it. I'm ready to release the pain towards it. And I find out that the forgiveness letter for high achievers, usually the one that's most important, is the one to yourself. And what happens, you create room for this deep inner trust. You create room to grow. You create room to do that. And you will see yourself being so much more resilient and so much more for faith into stepping into your future. Very powerful.
I love it. You were saying about forgiveness, that when you go deep, you know that it's worked. When I have tears coming, then I know that it's actually, I've went deeper and I'm not just writing stuff out of my mind. I'm feeling it. And that forgiveness letter to yourself, as you said, I think that is... I have heard of a similar concept, but the way that you termed it or described it, I love it, and I think I'm going to write one for myself as well.
Amazing.
That.
Yeah, that's great. It's so powerful, and even when my coach asked me to do this, I thought, oh my gosh, I already did that. It doesn't work. But it does when you are really stepping up your forgiveness game. Right? So really stepping up. We are meant for greatness. So when you forgive yourself, you heal the energy that will help you take amazing steps within your business or in your life. The healing and actually doing that work is so much important as the strategy. It actually builds certainty.
And I will tie it with what we said earlier about the shame and not feeling deserving. I think these come also as results of having something against yourself, holding something against yourself and not forgiving yourself. That keeps you in shame, keeps you in not feeling like you deserve.
Yes, exactly. And it's also allowing yourself to deserve, right? It's allowing. I mean, a flower or a tree is not thinking, oh, I don't deserve to be a beautiful flower, or I don't deserve, oh, let me just grow a little bit today. No, you mean a flower, it has this abundance inside itself. It goes through the steel. It grows the best way possible. It pops out in the best way possible. It will take everything it needs and take everything the universe is giving to become this most amazing, abundant flower. And us human beings, we actually have this same abundance in us, the same as a flower. And we actually tell ourselves, okay, no, I'm not worth it. I'm not worth it. The fact that you woke up this morning and felt life in your body is a sign that you're worth it. Every breath you take is a sign that you're worth it. Your presence here, whatever is happening in your life right now, describes that you are worth it. And now it's time to say, hey, let me forgive myself, because the universe forgives me. When I forgive myself, your universe always forgives, right? So it's now time for you to make the decision, forgive myself, open up to what I truly desire, pursue what I truly desire. I trust my inner power enough to unfold this path for me, and I'm just going to own my abundance. And then you will attract abundance too, so that's great.
Thank you. That's brilliant, and I will add to that. It reminded me of a phrase. I'm trying to remember how it. Here is a simple way to find out if your mission or your purpose has been fulfilled. If you are alive, it's not. So it's what you said, that if you wake up and there is a new day, you are worth it. The universe deems that you are worth it. There is something for you to do. Otherwise, you won't carry on.
Yeah.
We just need to find it and do it.
And make the journey enjoyable. This is such an important thing. So sorry that I jumped in. I just felt that I needed to say it. You know, sure. There is nothing out there we can get, right? We cannot get the money or get the promotion and then we become happy. There is nothing out there for us to get. There is out there, who are we becoming? So if you imagine yourself as this amazing ball of energy, and that is a form of energy, right? We're also energy in the inside. And you decide, okay, I'm going to put something, what my neighbor said about me, that I'm going to put some regret. I'm going to put some anger. I'm going to put something procrastination in here. Then what becomes your form, that is becoming your form. So, but when you decide, you know what, looking at what my neighbor said with compassion, and I'm looking at, let me not procrastinate. Let me just do one thing today. It doesn't even matter how good or bad it is. I'm just doing it, right? I'm being present and just doing it. And putting these like elements of energy you want into being is important, because the being, you being happy with yourself and what you think about yourself, that is number one priority over what anybody else thinks, is actually evolving your path of success, because success is a journey. We never get anything. We become. And then when we're feeling abundant enough and we're giving enough value and we're raise the energy and the self-appreciation and everything inside of us, right? Then you start attracting like things in the same frequency. Then at once you have this opportunity. Then you interview someone who was your, like, I don't know, childhood dream or something, right? And you know what I'm talking about, Agi.
Absolutely. And actually, since you mentioned that, I wanted to ask a couple of quick questions about your podcast as well. I really want to find a couple of things out. And I know this is such, we could be talking about the podcast for a long time.
Yeah.
But I will ask you just two things, two simple questions, really. One is, share with me one of the biggest benefits that you have gained by running your podcast.
Wow. I love podcasting. And I didn't know if I would love it. I needed to start it and launch it. And I thought I would love it, but you don't know until you take action. Right? So I thought I had this amazing mission, and I felt it just like inspiring. It felt so good. And I thought, I'm going in here all the way. Right? It feels so good. I'm going all the way. So the number one thing that I got is to see how amazing it is when you launch successfully. But also the biggest thing is my connections, right? The connections that I gained, the value that they give, the energy that they invest into actually helping people achieve and unlocking their success. And, the business opportunities too. I've met amazing people that I'm friends with right now, and it opens up a lot of business opportunities. But the most important thing, it's true value. It's packaged in such a way that you can take tips within a half hour, because I know you're busy. Everybody's busy, right? So even the big interviewers, I never do over 40 minutes, because I just want you to take it all in, right? And to not skip an episode, because every episode could be a combination of unlocking your vault of potential. So yeah, you can hear that I'm pretty excited about it.
Tell me then one more thing.
Yeah.
What's one thing that you wish you knew when you started your podcast, knowing what you know now?
Oh my God, that I could be catfished by... I'm kind of a big thinker, right? So I wanted to interview Jim Carrey because I feel that he's so inspiring. But he's a big celebrity, of course. It's very, very hard as a new podcaster to even get up to levels, and especially Jim Carrey, would he be willing? I think so. But anyway, I'm very simple. I just reach out and connect with people. So I don't have this like major complicated, and I don't think a podcast needs to be overcomplicated, by the way. So I just approached him, and then I got a response after a while. I thought, oh my gosh, Jim Carrey, here he comes. I'm following his spiritual teachings and speeches for so many years, and I've always been inspired by Jim Carrey. And I think, but then I got in touch with him, and we ended up chatting, and I just felt like, it felt like Jim Carrey, like 100%. But then again, I didn't get I started doing some research, and then I found out this Jim Carrey with more than 2 million followers is not Jim Carrey. So what I learned is that if you're going to interview a celebrity, and if you're going to approach them, make sure they have the verified thing on Instagram, because I didn't check that out. So there was like one big mistake, but it definitely opened my eyes to the ability to being catfished, and also what it takes, how many months it takes to actually get this very busy influencer on your podcast, right? Because they're so busy, you actually need to follow up. The same as in sales. follow up.
It can take a long while, or it can also take a couple of weeks. It has happened to me in such a crazy combination,
yes,
completely
it's
opposite.
also possible.
But it was an alignment of events, I suppose, that facilitated it. Thank you. Sonja, I would like to ask you some quick fire questions as well to start wrapping things up.
Yeah.
And my first one is, what does personal development mean to you?
Expansion, growth, and fulfillment.
And let's say you could go back in time and meet your 18-year-old self. What's one piece of advice you would give her?
Oh my gosh, I will give her so much advice. I think the most important thing that I would say, because I'm approaching it from a feeling of compassion, of course. So I would say, don't ever let anybody else tell you that your dream is not possible. Trust yourself.
That's beautiful.
That's it.
One more hypothetical question then, Sonja. If you could wave a magic wand and change something in the world as it is today, what would you change?
Connection to who they truly are, coming back to themselves. If I could achieve, and that's what I'm trying to achieve each and every day, get people connected to themselves, their true purpose, their true dream, their true business, and creating a ripple effect in improving the quality of people's lives. Because we deserve it.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Sonja, I'm always very big in giving to the listener something actionable, and I know you already mentioned quite a few, and it was great. But if we made a recap and emerging from all this conversation, give to the listener one actionable item, something that he or she can implement immediately or tomorrow morning and make a change.
Be grateful, because gratitude brings you in the present moment. And if you want something, take action within a couple of seconds and start creating. The power is truly in the now. There is no past, there is no future. We only have now. So what you do right now, do something that your soul desires. And if you're really present, fear cannot step at the same stage as presence and gratitude.
That's so true. Thank you. Sonja, where would you direct someone who would like to find out more and follow you and communicate?
Yeah, so they can find me on Facebook and Sonja Martinovic. I love to connect to people directly. So if I have still spots left, then you can try to get on my friend list. With all respect, I do really want, of course, ambitious people that I can truly help step it up. Second of all, my website, www.sonjamartinovic.com. And I actually am hosting a live masterclasses where I truly help people discover their niche and their market when they are coaches, because this is like a big pain point for a lot of coaches. And I love the results of doing it personally with people, and it makes big changes right away. So if you want that, I'm hosting a couple of ones. You can check out the website and the free Zoom masterclass in Agi's show notes. And then we would personally meet and I get to know you and your goals.
Is there anything that you were really hoping we would talk about today and we completely missed it?
No, I actually loved the interview. Thank you so much. I hoped we didn't skip anything. If people have questions, I would say let them ask you and maybe I come back to answer them.
Sure. Sonja, I want to thank you very much. This was, I really enjoyed the conversation. You gave some amazing pearls of wisdom and value and actionable things that during the conversation, and I actually picked one myself, as I said earlier, the forgiveness letter to myself, which I'm going to do that very carefully because it's been in my mind something like that for a while now. Yeah. So, when you get the same message from different people, you would be a fool to keep ignoring it.
Manifestation signs.
I want to thank you very much for this conversation and to wish you all the best with your mission and with your life. Any last party words?
No, just be awesome, be yourself, and keep growing.
I hope you enjoyed listening. If you have, please share this episode with someone who you think will benefit from it. If you want to know more about what I do, visit my website 𝘁࿸𝗶𝗄. And until next time, stand out, don't fit in,